Welcome back to the Genuine Kid podcast. Got another one for y'all. You already know how I start. I always start by thanking God for all he has done and what he will continue to do for me. And not only me, my friends, my family, and even for the people I do not even know. God, thank you. I can honestly say that I'm blessed. And just thank you for everything. I appreciate it. This topic today is going to be, what's the definition of a real man? What is it? How do you feel about it? What's your perspective of it? Take a second to think about it. For me, I have grew up without a father, right? I was raised by two women. I had an episode talking about that. Won't get into that. But I always had solid individuals around me to school me and to show me things. And little did I know it, they were showing me how to be a man. I remember I was working at this factory and I kind of not looked up to this guy, but I kind of was behind him. He showed me some things. He kind of took me under his wing a little bit. If I had a question, he would answer it. We would just chop it up all the time. And one day, I just popped a question. I just asked him. I said, in your opinion, what's the definition of a real man? And his response was, a real man take care of his own. Not only that, a real man takes care of his responsibilities. He goes to work every day and he handles his business. And I received that. I really did. Even at the time when he told me this, I wasn't even 21 yet. I was like 18, 19. But I wanted to know. So I kept meeting people in my life, some coworkers that became friends. And I posed the same question. And some people had different perspectives on it. And there's one individual named Carl Harris, always spoke life into me. Not only did that, he taught me things, showed me things, told me about saving money, told me about putting some money in the bank just for a rainy day. Even if it's $10, because I never knew what might happen or anything. He told me that. Now, this man wasn't my biological father. You know, y'all should already know that, but he was a coworker that was a coworker who became a friend until the fact that he was one of the men that was supposed to be at my wedding until it got canceled because of COVID. That's a whole nother story, though. That's not the point I'm trying to say. But, you know, when I needed something, he had my back. When it was time to kick some knowledge, he had me. When it was time for me to leave that position, to move on, he told me, this ain't the end, young relative, as he called me. And if you ever need me, call me. No matter what I'm doing, I got you. That's a man to me. Because he had his family. He had raised his kids. He had a wife. He had a daughter. If I'm not mistaken, he had a son. But he reached back when he could to kick some knowledge to me. Came to work every day, handled his business, had money in the bank, did what he was supposed to do. That's a man to me. Right? And I just always had the utmost respect for him because of how he treated his wife, how he moved, how he did things. I respect it. And little did he know, I appreciate that because I took some of that and I instilled it inside of me. That's a man. A man to me is somebody that will take care of his family, but when he can, he'll reach back and he'll try to help another young man get to where he's at. You feel me? That's how I feel about it. I really do. But my way, how I feel about being a man is somebody that has to sacrifice. Men have to sacrifice. But that don't mean that they don't take care of their responsibilities. No matter how much they sacrifice, no matter how much work that man puts in, he doesn't bend. He doesn't break. He continues. With the help and grace from God, he just keep moving. No matter what. Unfazed. Just keep moving. That's what I think a man is. Someone once told me, you got to do what you got to do so you could do what you want to do. That's a man. A real man won't cheat on his wife. A real man will take care of his family. A real man will take care of responsibilities. A real man is the leader of his home. He's the leader. As he goes, everybody else follows. That's the definition of a real man. To me. Somebody that gets up every morning, goes to work, first shift, second shift, night shift, and handles his business because he ain't got no other choice. Because he got everybody in his household depending on him. So ain't no room for error. Because the slightest thing you do might be slight to you, but it might be a major impact on your family. Think about it. But don't get me wrong. Real men have emotions. We cry. We scream. We hoop. We holler. And that's okay. Because we're human. That's okay. But what it boils down to is surviving. A real man will, no matter what comes in his way, no obstacle will face him. It might affect him momentarily, but he will recover from it, learn from it, get stronger, keep pushing, because he has a family to look after. No matter what. No matter what. He got to keep thriving, keep pushing, and ask God to lead him with the right words to say to lead his family. Ask God to put him in the best financial situation to take care of his family. Ask God. A real man gonna ask for help. Now, it might not be the help that you think he should have or want him to have, but he don't have too much pride. He doesn't have an ego. He's like, all right, that's cool. I'm going to do it. You got to do what you got to do. I'm going to use me for example. I remember I didn't have a job and I just felt so hopeless because I couldn't contribute in a way that I wanted to for my family, but not only my family, my children. Any of y'all out there knows how I feel. Y'all know what I'm saying. So I just kept praying. I kept asking God, and I just kept pushing. I never faltered. Some days I cried. Some days I screamed. Some days I didn't know what to do because I was confused. But I just kept pushing. I get up every day and I filled out applications. I got up every day, went to the computer and filled out applications and put out my resume every single day. And on the days I didn't feel like it, my mom reverted me back to me going to the library and doing all that stuff. Because she said, Keelan, you got kids depending on you. And I'll never forget that. So that's what I did. I remember I was at my lowest point in my life, and I remember I had to donate plasma. Y'all didn't hear me. I had to donate plasma 2 times a week to get money because my money was funny and I couldn't take care of my sons. But that was my way. That little bit of money that I did get, I got that little bit of money and I went and got my son's haircut. I went and kept my phone bill on. I did whatever I had to do because I knew that the situation was just temporary. But in the midst of me going through it, I was upset. I was frustrated. I was angry. I didn't understand. But I had to have something. So I kept pushing every day. Until I eventually found something. And then I was able to provide for my family, but I wasn't still able to provide to the family in the way that I wanted to. But I stuck with it. I didn't quit the job. I didn't decide to go out and look for another job. I decided to handle the job until it was time for me to leave. And I did. Everywhere I go, I work. When I think it's time for me to leave, I give notice and I leave. That's what real men do. Take care of responsibilities. They don't burn their bridges because they don't know when they have to cross that bridge again. You spend time with your children. Not on your phone, spending time with them. Going to the park, walking to the park, whatever you want to do. Go get them ice cream, go watch a movie. Hey, where y'all want to go? Just spend that quality time. Because we talked about that last week. You can't get that back. A real man is a provider. He goes out, brings home the money, pays the bills. His wife helps, don't get me wrong, but he's the main provider. He has the final say. And I'm not saying that the wife doesn't get any say in it, but ultimately is the man. Because that's how God created him. That's how God created man to be head. Right? Like us as men, we go through so much trauma, frustration, anxiety, whatever it is, we go through so much. But I think when that stuff is happening, is formulating our character. It's formulating who we are and who we will become. And I honestly think it's a test of faith from God. How much can I give you? How much can I put on your plate until you feel like you can't take no more, until you feel like I'm frustrated? How much can you endure? like the book of Job. That's some of the stuff that some men go through on a daily basis. But for them to persevere and keep strong, that's a real man. Me and my coworker was just talking, and we was talking about this morning, and we was just saying, like, you'll know when it's time for the real man to stand up. You'll know. Because they are still sticking in there and handling their business, doing everything they gotta do. Not only for themselves, but for their family. Please receive this. My fellas, y'all might be listening to this. You might be struggling. Y'all might be unhappy. No matter what it is, don't let it get the best of you. Don't let it define you. Keep pushing. Just ask God to carry you through it. I ask him to carry me through it each and every day. God, I give this to you, whatever it is, and help me. Ask God. You ask and you shall receive. My fellas, sometimes we have not because we ask not. Scripture in the Bible that talks about that. Keep doing what you're doing positively. Keep taking care of your family. Keep taking care of your responsibilities. Keep being a provider. Keep being strong. Keep being you. If you're angry, it's okay. But let's focus on trying to get better. Go to therapy. Go to family therapy. Whatever you need, go seek it. Whatever you need, ask God. And he will reveal it to you. Oh, my man out there, come on. And I know y'all hear me out there. Just feel me in this place. Feel me. God can get you through anything that you're going through. The definition of a real man, and I know I repeat myself, but I want to emphasize that, is, like I said, seeking God's help, crying, letting it all out, not afraid to show his feelings, whatever it is. I know what y'all going through. Some of y'all, and I want y'all to know that it's gonna be okay. And I want y'all to know that it's okay to be in the mix of other men and cry. It's okay to be in the other mix of your wife and you cry on her shoulder. That is okay. But society has told us otherwise, but that is okay. You letting it out. And there's no harm in that. A real man cries, shows emotions. Because you're teaching your children the same things, the same values. Teach your kid, train up, my man, train up a child in the way he should go, and that way he should never depart from it. You got to get it from you and your wife. But some of this, half of this, you got to get it from you as much as you can. And that's why I try my best to instill whatever I can into my sons as much as I can. I'm affectionate. I hug them. I love them. I tell them I love them. I tell them I appreciate them. I tell them everything because they need that. Your children, these young boys, they need that. They need that. They need that father figure. They need that man that showed them how to treat a woman. They showed them how to be a gentleman. They need that. From my man out there, your children, especially your boys, they need that from you. Don't forget that. They need that affection from you. Hey, I love you, man. You want to tell them again? They need affection from you. So they can grow up and they can understand the definition of a man and how they should go, how they should act, how they should carry themselves, how they should respect, how they should dress. Show them everything that you know, so they'll be solid going out to this world, how to write, how to fill out an application, whatever skill you have, show and you speak that onto your boys. All my men out there.